Hi. Thank you and welcome to A1R Psychic Radio. I'm Linda Willow Roberts and I'm a manifestor, and we're talking about manifesting today. But what I did, I just wanted to tell you before I came on, I prepared myself. So I put the intent out to Spirit. I sat here, did some yoga breaths. So that's breathing in for 4, holding for 2, and breathing out for 4, and just centering myself so that I'm in the present moment with you so I can help you the best that I can. So welcome to my home. You can't see it, but my left foot is on a 32-kilo clear quartz crystal that I have, and I have everything in my home is placed to the best manifesting place that it can be. Everything that's come into my home, I've actually given it an intent. So I've talked to Spirit about the intent that I'm giving each thing. So that's how I go about manifesting. So I use every single element that's available to me, whether it be nature and signs and feng shui, placement, symbols, colours, smells, everything, elements, whether it be the metal or wood element. So I use all sorts of different things so that I manifest in my home. And that's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to start thinking outside the square, to stay present, to stay in the now, and think about the sort of feelings that you want to have in your life, and about what part that you will play with Spirit to manifest what it is that you want and the way of life that you want. Now, I was sitting here a minute ago because I'm using the Am A Manifestor Magical Oracle cards that I had published. And I was shuffling them, and I thought, so what sort of energy and what cards are coming up at the moment? And I got the energy, the first card was love. And on the card, I've used lots of different symbols, but it's cherubs are on there and 2 mandarin ducks, feng shui if you're bringing in a partner. But the thing is about bringing in a partner is that you really need to be in the right and the best energy for you to bring in that loving partner for your highest good. So that's when I talk about highest good, I don't talk about a particular person, it's the feeling that you want to have, the sort of person that you want to have in your life. And you actually need to be in that unconditional space. So that was the card that came up, and I shuffled again, and in the now came up. So staying present. So that's what the energy is at the moment. So start thinking about what feelings that you want to have. That's how we manifest. We've also got to unpack some luggage as well. So we have Tess in Victoria, Australia. So I'm in Tasmania and Tess is on the Big Island. So I'm on the little island in Australia and Tess is on the Big Island. How are you, Tess?
Good, thank you. Yourself?
I should say, how you going, mate? Seeing we're in Australia.
That's it. Great.
I'm really good here in Tassie. I'm the little Tassie devil. So I'm a manifestor. I'm a psychic and a clairvoyant and all of those things, and I've manifested having my own cards published. So we're going to have a look at those with you, Tess. But do you have a specific question?
Just mainly looking for what's heading my way in the future, and and my son, if he's around. Yeah. It's basically, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just going to give the cards a shuffle and see where you are at the moment and how you're going in your life. I feel like that you're getting a lot stronger, and I feel like that you're actually starting to put yourself first, that you know that you need to be nurturing yourself and looking after yourself, and you're actually doing that. Good. Does that resonate with you, Tess?
Yes, it really does, yes.
That's really good. You know, I've just dropped the card on the floor and I'm picking it up with my feet. and here I am, I'm sliding it up. And the card that I drew, that fell out, I didn't draw it out for you. Sometimes the ego gets in the way, and I went, I did it, but, Spirit is there. It's dreaming. So I really feel like the connections that you have in Spirit come through your dreams. And I really think the messages that you need to get are coming through your dreams. Does that resonate with you?
Yes, it does, totally.
Yeah, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I feel like giving you a virtual hug, darling. But I know that you understand that about the dreaming. But the dreaming also has two parts to it. You can connect us, and that's how Spirit is connecting with you and guiding you, and you're getting visits and messages, and that's, and that's really nice to know. But you could also use dreaming as a way of manifesting the way of life that you want. So you can actually daydream and start thinking about the feelings that you want to have in your future. Did you realise that you could do that?
Yes, I know I can manifest and make things like that happen, but I just sometimes have a bit of a spiral downwards, and it's just sometimes hard to get back up. But yes, I hear what you're saying, and it's very correct.
Oh, it's hard. Like, even though, Tess, I've done this for a very long time and practiced it, and it's like a muscle, I've always said, and you build the spiritual connection up. I'm human. I have down times as well, and I think acceptance that you are having a downtime, and know that you're actually taking steps towards improving it yourself. And I'm not trying to minimise what you've been through either. That's not what I'm saying, because but you're allowed to take time to heal, is probably what I'm saying.
Yes.
Do you know what my affirmation?
I agree.
Yeah. Do you know what my affirmation this week is? I read it. I've done a couple of 10-week Heal Your Life courses with Louise Hay, and I had a look and I thought, okay, I'm going to sort of touch in with my body. What parts of my body needs work on this? I need to nurture, and I need to breathe into the parts of my body. And so it was my elbows that I needed that were sore and stiff this week. And so I had a look in Louise Hay for the affirmation to help me with the movement of my arms. And the affirmation is, I easily flow with new experiences, new directions, and new changes. And I think that is something that you're at this particular point in time, that things are just going to start moving for you, and you're starting to have those new experiences.
Okay.
So does that resonate with you?
Yes, it does. Very much true.
Yeah. So if you start feeling sore in your body, try and sort of feel into that space and just breathe into that and send it some loving energy. You're a very strong person, like I said to you, with your dreams and your manifesting, and you can daydream, and so you can help yourself as well. Do you meditate at all, Tess?
I try to, but I've got a bit of a monkey mind at times.
So have I. I'm a Leo. I have no patience, and I'm thinking of 100 things all at once. But you can do some really nice guided meditations that are on YouTube. And so that might help you with a guided meditation to take you off into a really nice space.
Yes, for sure. I bought some meditation CDs to actually start doing that. Yeah.
Well, there you go. So you're on the right track, darling. Dream more. Dream and then make it even bigger. So thank you. I hope I've helped you, Tess. Keep doing what you're doing, darling.
You have, and thank you for the support and just the energy. I feel a lot better.
That's good. Thanks, Tess. Have a lovely day.
Thank you.
Bye. It's really hard when you're going through it. I mean, we're humans. We're here. We're spiritual beings having a human experience, and you have to be kind to yourself. You have to nurture yourself, and you really, this week, I've really noticed that, even though that I've felt a little bit flat, I suppose that I've had some stuff going on, I've actually made myself go to yoga. It's made me feel uncomfortable, but I knew that I needed to get my head into a different space. So I know that sometimes I go into my cave, as we do, and you can allow that and accept that it's happening, but you need to help yourself as well. Yeah, it's really hard. We've got Talia in Minnesota. How are you, Talia?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good. So you're in Minnesota and I'm in Australia. I'm in Tasmania. So welcome to my home.
Thank you. Thank you for having a reading with me.
Oh, look, it's a pleasure. So I'm using my I'm a Manifestor Magical Oracle cards along with, what messages Spirit bring in. So do you have a particular question?
What my children and I have been through in the last year, do you see anything about my children, changes, anything you want to say?
Well, I'm going to have a look. I'm going to have a little shuffle of the cards and just see what Spirit... I'm looking at a picture that I have on the wall, and it's the king, it's the Raven King, and I really feel like that you're in your kingdom, and I really feel like that you are the glue that keeps them all together. I really feel like you're a very giving person. I can feel your heart, and you're a very giving, loving person, and I feel that sometimes it takes its toll on you. So I think that you really need to let go. This is the card that I got for you. This card is letting go. So what the letting go card and what I'm saying to you is, sometimes when we're on a tug of war rope and there's two people pulling it, there's a massive amount of power in the pulling of each side. And then when you let go the tug of war, it loses its power. But that doesn't mean to say that you've let go of the struggle. Let go of the fight, but you've let go of the struggle and you've given that to Spirit. And on the card, Spirit has got an urn and are washing all your troubles away, and they're cleansing it. So what I would say to you is your struggle, put up to Spirit and ask Spirit to help you for your highest good. Because you're doing it tough on your own, and free will, you have to ask them. Does that resonate with you?
Completely.
Yeah.
Do you know if anyone is around me trying to help me at all?
I'd say getting the letting go card with the angel wings on the urn, that Spirit is around you. I'm not doing mediumship readings, and I don't do them on my live feeds either, because I find them very emotional, and I like to nurture somebody that I'm doing a mediumship reading with, but I do have you having to let go.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, that holding on isn't serving you.
I do have one son. I do have one son that has been taken from me by a dishonest parent. And I have another son that's very ill that could pass away. Could you...
Yeah. Well, ethically, when you're talking to a clairvoyant or a psychic, we have things that we can and can't talk about, and that we can and can't do. But this reading I'm giving you is talking to you about letting go to Spirit, letting Spirit come in and help you with dealing with things. On a phone call, you have my heart, darling. On a phone call from Minnesota to Tasmania,
Mm-hmm.
it is not the perfect situation for me to sit there and say to you and advise you about your child that is ill, okay? Mm-hmm. But my heart goes out to you because I'm a mum and it's very, very stressful. So when we come to dealing and manifesting with illnesses and things like that, we give over to Spirit. We ask Spirit to help. We pray, we affirm, we visualise that child being well.
Okay.
So you have...
I will definitely do that.
Yeah, so we all have powerful minds, powerful helpers, and, you know, that's where I would like you to be. I would like you to be in a space of passing it to Spirit, asking Spirit to come in, to assist you, to help you, and see your child being healthy. And I really think the struggle needs to be, and wow, how hard is it for me to say the struggle needs to be positive for you, because it's our children. So we are fearful, but we need to let go of the fear for their journey, because their journey is their journey, and we can be there and we can guide them and help them, but we need to do it in a positive manner. That's really hard, I know.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So there's other stuff I feel around, I was feeling around your dad. And so I think that your dad is somebody that you can, that is there as a help as well. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does. Yes,
yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, you know, visualize and, you know, bring Spirit in, and I don't know, have you used free will before and asked Spirit to come in to help you in situations before?
Just recently, I have.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what the card came up, and it come up upright. So it's saying that you're letting it go to Spirit for everybody's highest good. So that's the thing. Sometimes we get a little bit muddled with, we want certain outcomes for ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And sometimes we've got to think about what is the highest good. And Spirit is up there and they can see everything and know everything, our thoughts, our feelings, everybody else's thoughts and feelings and reasons why things are happening. So, you know, when I'm asking for Spirit to come in with and using my free will, or I'm giving them a situation, I always ask Spirit to please take this and transmute it for everybody's highest good, and from it coming from a loving place. So, yeah, it's really hard being a mum, though. I can absolutely feel you, dear. I can just feel the situation, but it's a really letting go and cleansing it and giving it to Spirit. Is there anything else that you wanted to ask me?
Did you talk about the future or
Sorry?
anything? Do you talk about the future? Or, I mean,
yeah, I do. I can pull a card about your future. So that was about what you needed to know at this point in time. See, I'm a theta healer as well as a Reiki master, and so when I'm asking Spirit for information, I'm actually giving it over to them, and they're talking to me about how you can get the outcomes that you want. So about your future, so that's what we will ask now. We're asking Spirit, and putting the intent out to Spirit for your future. And we'll see what they bring up for that.
Okay.
So the card that I got up was releasing, and that is an upright card. So it's a positive card. So what you'll be doing in the future is you'll be releasing, you'll be letting stuff go. There'll be forgiveness, and you'll be releasing things, and that'll be your next step to manifesting the way of life that you want.
Okay.
So sometimes when we're getting the way of life that we want, we have to actually what I call unpack. So we have to unpack our blocks and our patterns, and we have to unblock unforgiveness and those sorts of things so that we can make room for more things coming in.
Okay.
And I really feel like that there's a momentum because you actually have letting go now to Spirit, and then you'll go through the next stage, and that will be releasing things. And there's a little bit of unforgiveness there, and there's a little bit of childhood bitterness that I'm feeling. Does that relate to you?
Yes, it does, yes.
Yeah. So what you're actually doing when we're releasing unforgiveness, we're releasing and forgiving for our own benefit. So that we aren't a slave to our past anymore, that we want to be in the present and we want to be moving forward. And unforgiveness and forgiving people actually is such a powerful thing to do in manifesting, because it actually makes room for more stuff, and it makes our heart lighter. So So when you get to releasing, writing is so very, very, very powerful. Trust me, I did 57,000 words, and it was 3 years that I really felt isolated, and I can understand after you come out the other side of it. So what I actually did in releasing, so I wrote it like this, and I'll tell you how I did it. Everybody can, do it their own way. This is just my opinion and what's worked for me. So I wrote down, blah, blah, blah happened, and these people were involved, and it made me feel hurt and embarrassed and scared, and I now let go all pain associated with that, and I forgive them, and I now release it to the universe.
Okay.
So I let it go, but I did it with writing because it was so much more powerful. I had been previously, I'm human. I've had stuff happen as well, to counsellors and psychiatrists, and this stuff started to keep coming up all the time, and it was like I wasn't getting rid of it. And so the writing finally, and me working through it myself and being honest about how things made me feel, that got me to the next step, and I really think that that's where you will go. You will release, and when you release, it's like, getting the rod that's on your back, and you're freer and you're lighter in body, and I think that's going to be an amazing thing for you to do.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
So do you write very much? You've never done that?
No, I've never.
Yeah. Do you know, somebody asked me one day, where do you start? Like, what memory do you go back to? And we're nearly running out of time, Talia, so I'll have to make this quick. Sorry, darling. And what I said to them was, go back to your happiest memory when you were a child. And I was 9. And then I moved forward from there and released from there. So if we think about what was our happiest memory, or when we were happy when we were children, you start from there. So I hope that's helped you.
Yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're very, very welcome, and my love to you, darling. Thank you for ringing in. So, we've had different sides of the world today. We've had Victoria, we've had Minnesota, and we all have heart stuff. There's all stuff that we can work on to make our heart lighter. I can just feel the love around the world, and regardless of what happens in the world, there's still a link that links us all and links every living thing, and we can change that to love. So I am Linda Willow Roberts. This is A1R Radio. I'm a manifestor. These are I'm a Manifestor Magical Oracle cards. They're available at whitelightpublishinghouse.com.au. They have an upright and a reversed, an action and an affirmation. You can find me on I'm a Manifestor Facebook page. I'm also in Holistic Bliss magazine. I do a column there. And, of course, you can catch me every Thursday night in America at 9:30 or Australia 1:30. Thank you very, very much. I've thoroughly enjoyed talking to you. Thank you.